Let us talk about English. Not your grammar worksheets, your comprehension passages. I'm talking about the kind of English that freezes your brain when you're suddenly asked to speak. The kind that terrifies you when you have to speak on a stage with 50 eyes on you. I'm talking about the real English. The English which helps you connect. The English which helps you express yourself and own your voice and own the room. Let's just be real. Like, we were never taught about this kind of English in our schools. All we were taught about was the textual English. You memorized the tenses, you saw lots of comprehension passages, or even write some essays during the examination to get good scores. But what after that? What about the English that helps you communicate with people? No one teaches you what to do when your brain suddenly just goes blank in a conversation. No one teaches you how to think in English. No one teaches you how to be comfortable with it as a language. A bit of a disclaimer, I'm not an English teacher. I'm just here to share my experience, what has helped me to improve my English over the past few years. And if any one of you watching this video found this helpful and is actually able to improve their communication skills, I think the purpose of this video would be served. So if you find yourself relatable to any of these situations, this video is for you. I'm just here to share some ways that have helped me improve my English over the past few years, and not fluency by a certificate, but fluency in real life. Alright, so the first and the most important one is watching content in English online. I know you're gonna be like, but Nidhi, I already know that, I've tried that, and this is again a very generic advice, but look, what we do when we're advised to do so is that we just start watching content online, but we're not watching it consciously. Like, we're just binge watching it just for the purpose of entertainment, not for the purpose of actually learning something from it. So you need to consciously watch those things. Again, it does not matter what kind of a content that you're consuming. It could be English tutorial videos you found on YouTube, or maybe a Netflix series that you're binge watching, but watch it consciously. Observe the way they are speaking, observe the way their tonality changes in the different expressions. Try to learn the different words that they say. And again, if you're a complete beginner, it is absolutely okay if you're referring the subtitles to watch the videos, but the more you do it consistently, you would actually observe that you won't really need to refer the subtitles anymore. Again, just a friendly reminder that it is not a one-day game. Consistency is a key factor which matters over here. Alright, so the next one is honestly related to the first one, is that instead of just watching a series or videos on YouTube, you start imitating them. Like, just for an example, let's say that you're binge watching a Netflix series, alright? So you observe the first few minutes, you pause it, and you try to imitate that. Try to repeat whatever they said in whatever manner. Just try to say that. I know it feels cringe, but it just works. So even if you are consistent with doing this thing every single day, like no matter the series that you're watching or stuff on YouTube, you pause the video, you imitate the way they're saying it. Just pause it and mimic it. Say it the way they said it, and it is gonna work in the long term. Now let's talk about the third one, which is again very important if you want to feel more comfortable with the language, because let's be real, right? So whenever you're speaking in your native language, you don't really have to think a lot. Like, specifically when we're talking in English, there's a long way of communicating, right? Like, the person who's sitting in front of you would say something. You would hear that. Your brain would translate it into your language. It would give you the reply into your native language. Then your brain again would translate that into English. So that is a long way to go, right? So the thing is that this would continue happening unless and until you don't really feel comfortable with English as much comfortable as you are with your native language. Now, what makes this difference? Like, why is it that you're so comfortable in your native language but you're not comfortable in English? I know it's not just that you grew up learning your native language and just like listening to other people talk in your native language. There is something else which plays a crucial role over here, which is thinking in that language. Even right now, as you're watching this video, your brain is constantly thinking. You might be thinking, okay, I want to do this thing. After I finish this video, I want to do this thing. There's some work at my school. What language are you thinking in? In your native language, right? Because you're so comfortable with that. Now imagine if you were able to think in English. Speaking English would be a whole lot easier because you won't really have to translate every single thing that you consume. Now I know a lot of you are gonna question like, but how exactly? Because you just can't force yourself to think in a certain language. Now that brings us towards the third tip of the video, which I personally used for a lot of years, which is watching animes. So if you're an anime fan, start watching your animes which are dubbed in English language. And trust me when I say this, that even if you just watch like one episode of your anime into English, you do not have to force yourself to think into English. Like for the next at least 1 hour, your brain automatically starts thinking into English. I don't know how that works, but it is just the way it works. Just give it a try and let me know if that works for you as well. So if you really want to start thinking into English and you want a faster route for that, just give it a try. If you watch anime, just shift to English dubbed anime and watch how easy it gets to think in English. Again, okay, so even if you're consuming content in English, you have started to think in English, but if you're not doing this one thing, then it's not gonna pay off. And that one thing is actually practicing English. But how do you practice it? So the best thing to do is, like, if you are alone in your room, you have a lot of thoughts running in your mind, right? Just speak them aloud in English. Even if it is like basic, okay, like what do I have to do? Maybe I have to do this homework later on. Maybe I have to deal with this work. Just say it out loud in English. Why would someone just talk to themselves? But again, at the end of the day, if it works, it is worth giving a shot. So I would definitely suggest you to start speaking with yourself in English. Whatever you're thinking, just speak it out loud. Be comfortable with yourself first. If you want to feel comfortable in speaking English with other people, you need to feel comfortable in speaking English with yourself first. And that is only going to happen when you talk to yourself a lot. Every single day, whatever you think, just speak it out loud. Talk to yourself. This complete process demands consistency. It's not like one day you practice for 2 to 3 hours and then you just don't show up for a week or two. That is not how this process works. It does not matter if it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes, 20 minutes, just show up every single day. Do any one of these activities every single day. Talk to yourself, start thinking in English, watch shows or watch videos in English, consume content in English. That is honestly how it's gonna work. So if you're watching this video and you're wondering, but where do I even start? This just kind of feels overwhelming. Maybe I'll start from the next Monday once I get these things done. But honestly, start from today itself. It doesn't matter what time of the day it is. Start today. Pick up any show that you find interesting or any YouTube channel and watch and commit at least 10 minutes a day to it, like every single day. Just watch it for 10 minutes. Pause the videos. Try to imitate the way they speak. Alright, so that brings us to the conclusion. If you found this video helpful, just let me know if that was helpful. Even if you have any suggestion, I'm always open to suggestions. I'd love to hear what you felt. I'd love to hear your experiences, and it would be cool if you would just post your daily progress down in the comments, maybe, if that's possible for you. Just post daily, like, okay, this is what I did, and you just notice the difference in yourself. Maybe after a month, maybe after a couple of months, you would be able to see it. But yeah, you would surely be able to see a difference. So that was all that I wanted to share today, and even if it helped any one of you, I'd be happy to know that. Until then, peace.